also heard she had something in the ear, a little something in the ear. Other federal officials to go in and liberate Aurora. Make America healthy again. Make America strong again.
We've got another mind-numbingly bad Trump rally to look at with an absolutely hilarious clip that we're going to end with. But first, of course, we have to get through the misinformation, the blatant lies, providing the much-needed context and fact checks that Trump requires.
We will deploy ICE, DHS, and other federal officials to go in and liberate Aurora. Can you believe I'm saying this? Can you believe I have to say this? We are going to liberate parts of our country. Let's go back another 300 years. We are going to liberate our country. Did you ever think I would be standing here? It's a hell of a way to get elected.
I'm glad he's finally indulging into what mass deportation would actually look like and seemingly admitting that this is just his strategy to get elected. That's kind of odd, but let's really think of this, what it would look like and how it would be. This would be federal agents, ICE, DHS, and whoever else he feels, and he just admitted that himself, walking the streets of random cities, card checking just strangers, random people who have like Hispanic origins that are brown for any reason they see fit, causing mass hysteria. This would lead to neighbors reporting on their brown neighbors thinking like, oh, they're one of those immigrants. Does this kind of remind you of anything in history? You know, Nazi Germany, maybe the Gestapo. I don't know. I'm glad that he's at least finally admitting what it would have to be and seemingly not carrying the shades of a Nazi that go with it, as he never does with any of his rhetoric. But I've been saying for weeks that this is exactly how it would have to happen. And I just want you to be able to consider the chaos that this would actually bring to these neighborhoods, especially the more diverse neighborhoods.
Did she get the questions? You think? So I hear she got the questions, and I also heard she had something in the ear, a little something in the ear. No, Kamala, do this. Say it this way, Kamala. Okay, be quiet.
The copium here is just absolutely insane, and it just shows how they all are in on this lie and just know that he lost. I mean, the lengths that people are going to. Oh, it's a 3v1 because the moderators fact-checked 3 of his over 30 lies, even though Trump got more speaking time, like 6 or 7 minutes longer, and was allowed to interrupt for the last word of every single exchange, and got away with saying things like, I didn't lose the 2020 election without any pushback or anything. I mean, I've had people go as far to tell me, well, one of the moderators is Kamala's sorority sister, so that's clearly a conflict of interest when it's a national sorority with over 300,000 members, of which these two people went to different schools that were across the country, years apart, and had never met or spoken before. And what Trump's saying here specifically, I wanted to drill in on as well, because it brings up an important point. I mean, what he's saying is complete nonsense and has been debunked pretty thoroughly as well, so not really with that, but that the conspiracy itself was created by Laura Loomer. If you don't know who that is, she's a self-proclaimed white nationalist who regularly tweets things like this, which I'll leave on the screen for you to read at your own risk. And Trump campaigns with this person, shouts her out at rallies, and clearly takes her advice. So it is important to know that a vote for Trump is a vote to put someone like her, self-proclaimed white nationalist, tweeting racist things like this, in his government, in his administration.
We are going to do it. We'll get it done fast. You know, they said they were going to cut the school lending when you borrow money to go to school. They were going to cut it. They were going to cut it down to nothing. Guess what? A big thud. Never happened. It never happened. You know why? Because they're all talk and no action. And you saw that the other night at the debate. She was all talk. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to cut tax, and then I'm going to give you $25,000 for a house, and then I'm going to go, over and over. And I said very simply at the end of my last little statement, why haven't you done it? You've been there for 3.5 years.
Now, this is a weird talking point that Trump parroted at the debate, and MAGA has just been echoing ever since, as if Biden just hasn't still canceled student loan debt. And it is true that his more original wide-ranging plan was blocked by Trump's Supreme Court. So if anything, wouldn't it be Trump that's at fault for that or responsible? I mean, he takes credit for his Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, but then blames Biden when his Supreme Court blocks student loan debt. It's almost like he's just playing the optics here. But despite the fact that his Supreme Court did this, Biden refused to give it up and proceeded to do so through other measures, primarily the SAVE plan, and has proceeded to forgive over $130 billion of student loan debt, which is more than any president ever before in history, and he continues to work to do so, where Harris has pledged to also continue this work. So it's just a weird point altogether that you would consider this a failure, because I would consider it a success. A failure is saying that you're going to build a wall that Mexico will pay for, and then Mexico not paying for it and you not building it. Or saying that you would replace Obamacare with something beautiful, and then not only not doing it, but admitting 6 years later you don't even have a plan to do so. Or promising infrastructure every single week while you're president and then never delivering on that. Can you guys remind me which president it was that did that? I forget. It's kind of a weird indictment that he's trying to force on Kamala, who's not even the president, by the way. Like, oh yeah, you haven't done anything in 4 years. You've had 4 years, so why haven't you done it? When Trump himself was actually president for 4 years, had the House and Senate for 2 of them, and is now promising tons of stuff, which is self-admission that he failed to do it in his own 4 years, again, as the actual president.
Make America powerful again. Make America wealthy again. Make America healthy again. Make America strong again. Make America proud again. Make America safe again. Make America free again. We will make America great again.
I don't know why we're talking like this. Is it me or is this unhinged? Do we think this is normal behavior? I mean, I saw him talking like this at his rally. Sorry, I had to do that at the beginning, but I couldn't help but burst out laughing. I mean, it's like he's too old to do the actual full of energy, yell and incite the crowd and get everyone into it type of deal. So he just breaks off into this half rhythmic type of tone, like he can't decide if he's rapping or singing, which is especially odd considering he's doing neither. I mean, it's about as rhythmic as his little dance that he likes to do. But I am just assured that this is what steep mental decline does to someone and what it actually looks like when put into practice.